We start in a spooky magic library where some evil wizards steal a page from one of the books, but are stopped by the ancient one, and we have a trippy magic fight scene. The first of many. Unfortunately, the evil wizards scarper with the book, so the sorcerer cheers herself up by dramatically revealing her bald head. We then meet Dr. Stephen Strange, real name, who is a hotshot surgeon and a bit of a git. Whilst driving to a fancy surgeon conference, he crashes his car, which busts off his hands, meaning he can never play piano, perform delicate surgery ever again. He spends everything he has into trying to fix his hands, but to no avail, and gets into a funk that his ex-girlfriend Christine trials and fails to get him out of. His physical therapist tells about someone he knows who also had massive nerve damage, but got better. It was almost like magic, in fact. Stephen finds the person in question, who tells him about a group called A.K.A. in Nepal, and he sets off. After a brief run-in with some muggers, because this is still a superhero movie and there are rules, Stephen meets Mordo, who takes him to see the Ancient One. She starts telling him about magic, but Stephen's all, magic doesn't exist. Aliens, Norse gods, men turning into the Jolly Green Giant, sure, but magic? Bah! Humbug! She punches him into our next trippy scene, and he's all, well, that shut me up, but she throws him out anyway. She eventually feels sorry for him, and takes him back to start his wizard training. I wonder if he'll be a Ravenclaw or Slytherin. Someone who's definitely in Slytherin is our bad guy Caecilius, who was the bloke ripping apart books in the opening scene. His deal is to enact a ritual to bring in Dormammu, a dark being from a dark dimension which is completely different from the dark world, because he can destroy time or something. After a shaky start, Stephen excels with his magic learning and is soon at a level where he can casually mess about with an infinity stone, this one referred to as the Eye of Agamotto, and looked after by the sorcerers. He restores the page stolen by Caecilius and learns about Dormammu, and Wong, the librarian, and Mordo tells Strange that the Kamar-Taj's main role is protecting the Earth from various mystical threats. And what do you know? There's a mystical threat! Caecilius and his gang start attacking the sanctums around the world, and Stephen gets caught up in a battle in the New York one. He actually manages to capture Casey thanks to his new best friend, the Cloak of Levitation. You'll never guess what it does. But one of Casey's minions stabs Stephen, and there's another trippy fight scene where Christine has to perform surgery on Stephen's body while two souls are duking it out around her. Stephen wins, and the Ancient One offers him the job of Master of the New York Sanctum. Talk about your fast track. We also find out that she's been sipping on Dark Dimension juice to keep herself young. But before we can get into that, there's another trippy fight scene where she's killed off by Casey. She gives Stephen a quick pep talk before she goes, and he and Mordo head over to Hong Kong to stop Casey destroying the last sanctum. Unfortunately, they're a tad late with the sanctum destroyed, Wong dead, and Dormammu chilling in the sky. Fortunately, Stephen brought the Eye of Agamotto with him, which has a reset function, so everything's turned back to normal except for the Dormammu chilling. Stephen flies up to the Dark Dimension and uses the eye to trap Dormammu in a time loop, and we finally find out what happened to Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. Dormammu agrees to leave and take the evil wizards with him. Stephen becomes the new Sorcerer Supreme, and Mordo decides to become evil because he was evil in the comics.
Topsy-turvy, everything is upsy-daisy, topsy-turvy, all these wizards going crazy, soul punch, portals, time is just a game, all on this topsy-turvy day.